Hello and welcome to another video in this presentation of augmented reality and elevated troubleshooting at the Memphis World Hub. Today we're going to discuss equipment location. So everything you need to try to remember where all these devices are located. So we're going to go over each one. So let's begin. Okay, first we have the IL2 door 1 and door 3 panel. You can find this panel, and there's another one, IL2 door 2 and door 4 panel. You can find those in the equipment room. As soon as you open the equipment room, then that'd be to the left. So this panel right here control one end of the doors on one floor and on the top floor. And then the DR2 and DR4 controls the other end on one floor and the other floor. Now the power that comes into these panels is fed from MCC, Motor Control Center 45-2/A. -2/A is the bucket number. And Motor Control Center 45 is where the motor control center where the power is located. It's in one of the buckets at that MCC. Okay, so let's continue. Here we have the inside of that panel. This is the inside of the panel that you just seen. And see, here's the other one, the IL2 door 2/4 panel. When you walk into the equipment room, you come this way and then you turn left, then you can see these right here. You have the transformers up above. You have the disconnects for these panels. Then you have the pump or the pins disconnects, and they're on this wall right here. It's 4 of them, since you have 4 pins. So they on the wall to the left or adjacent to the panels. And again, this is in the equipment room to the left when you first go in the equipment room. Okay, so here are the panels, or here are the disconnects that you just seen. And there's 4 of them. They get their power from the MCC also. And this, you can shut them off so you won't have to go up to the 3rd floor when you're working on them. Okay, here is the pumps. They're on the end of each motor, and you got 4 motors, and this is the fluid reservoir. What this equipment does is it compresses the fluid from this reservoir, and it pushes it in the pipes to go to the ram, to make the ram work, to push the lift up and down. Here you have instructions for locking out and tagging out the panels before you work on this equipment. This is in the equipment room. So when you go in the equipment room, you turn to the right, then you'll see all this stuff right here. This is when you walk into the equipment room. If you just head straight, you will see the lift if it's down on the bottom floor. And you can open this up and then you can go under the lift. So it has a safety switch up here, a safety limit switch. So the lift usually doesn't operate unless this switch is bypassed right here when you have the door open. And this for really only for maintenance personnel to go in here. Because when you go in here, then you got to go down a ladder, and then you'll be in what they call the pit, and you can see up under the lift, and you can work on the different devices that's under the lift. Here we have the floor switches that I keep talking about. This is a zone switch, and you have one of these upstairs on the 4th floor, and you have one downstairs. You see this mechanical piece right here, it comes down and it hits this roller, and it makes that roller go back, and that's how the lift know what floor it's on. Now you can get to this right here if you just walk up to the lift. When the doors are open, if you look to the left, you'll be able to see it. This is the zone. floor switch. When you go down in the pit, when I was talking about going through the elevator, going through that door with the limit switch up there, you can go down into the pit and you will see these different devices down here. This is an actuator. And what it does is connects to this shaft right here, and that makes the pins go in and out. Then, let's go ahead and go on to the next one. Here are the rollers. When you walk inside the elevator, if you look down, you'll see these rollers right here. These are what transfers the containers. And then this is just a photo eye, and that tells if the container is there or not. And then if you look back under the lift again, then you'll see another motor. This motor right here is responsible for making these rollers move, and that's what transfers the containers in and out of the lift. If you look right here, you can see the ram right there too. That's the ram right there. And again, this stuff right here is under the lift. Here we have the graphics terminal. When you walk inside the equipment room, if you just look straight, you can look at different things on the graphics terminal. Like this is showing a picture of MCC 45. Now, we're going to show you a picture of what the actual panel looks like. This is just a draw representation of it. Here is MCC 45. So this is what it actually looks like. And it's on the 3rd floor. This panel right here, it has, it's got the pins, and it's got the deck motors. And here's like the disconnect that you're seeing that's over the panel. That's where it gets its power from, up here. It goes down there. So you can cut it off up here, or you can cut it down in the equipment room. Remember, this is upstairs on the 3rd floor. When you get off the elevator, you go to the right, then you walk down past the control room, you make a left, and then you walk through the doors and make a right, and then you walk probably about 40 feet, and then you'll see MCC 45 to the right. Here is Allen Bradley PLC that controls the lift and controls everything about the lift. Now you'll see this right here once you walk down that same pathway that you did to look at the MCC. If you turn around, then you will see the panel that houses the PLCs. So we have 2 lifts, so we got 2 different PLCs. Here, this is inside of one of the buckets. So like, if you open up one of these doors right here, then this is what you will see. You got your fuses up there, and you got these motor starters, and what they do is when they get a signal, they close a relay, and then power comes in through the top and it comes out on the bottom and goes to whatever device it is, whether it's the pins or a motor or whatever. So this is a forward reverse starter because it's got 2 of these on here. So when you turn it on one way, it provides power going one way, and then when you turn this one on, it provides power going the other way. Now these are interlocked, so you can only have one set of 3 on at a time. And that's how you reverse motors, direction, or the pins, or just whatever. If you reverse the direction when you have a 3-phase circuit, then you just switching some of the wires. So that's how they do it. So let's keep going. Now here are the relay enclosure and the I/O racks that I was telling you about, and there's that MCC 45. So you're facing it right now. So if you were to turn around, and you'll see the relay enclosure, or you'll see the PLC enclosure. Now this right here houses the remote I/O racks. See that PLC that's right here? It's got to have some I/O points. These are just network type cards right here, so it's hooked up on the network. But these cards right here they get information from sensors, then the PLC operates, and then it sends signals out on some of these cards, on the output cards in here. So remember, this is on the 3rd floor. And then, let's see. So this is going to be your video for the different equipment locations. So just remember, I'm gonna summarize it for you right quick so you can remember. Okay, so when you go in the equipment room, if you turn to the left, you will see these panels. Okay, and these are the relay panels for the doors. Then if you turn to the left on the adjacent wall, you will see the disconnects for the pins. Now the pins go out and come in depending on what floor it's on. Because what the lift do is it's sitting on some pins. If it's on the bottom floor, it goes up a little bit. Once it get ready to go, then after the containers are in, the bar stops are up, the door is closed, the warning horn sounds, then it starts to raise up. Once it get up about a foot, the pins come in. That's what that blue thing does. It makes the pins come in. When the pins come in, the lift goes into high speed and it goes upstairs to the 4th floor. Now, this right here is, if you go in the equipment room to the right, this is where your pumps are at. You got your pump motors and your pumps in there. If you're looking straight in the equipment room, this is the doorway or the gate door that you can go in to go under the lift. And then this right here is in front of the doors. So if you walk up to the lift in an east or west position and the doors are open, if you look to the left, you can see that floor switch right there. So it's got one of those on the 1st floor and the 4th floor. And then this is the actuator. It's under the lift. This is one of the deck motors. It's under the lift. And this is the graphics, one of the graphics terminals right here. If you walk straight into the equipment room, you'll see this one right here. And then on this one right here, these are the rollers inside the lift. This is the PLC that's on that 3rd floor. This is the MCC that's on the 3rd floor. This is inside the MCC in each one of the buckets in the MCC. And this is the entire MCC panel along with the relays. So this equipment right here, all of this is on the 3rd floor. If you go once you come out the door beside the control room, if you go straight about 40 feet, you turn right, you'll see this equipment. So please remember all these different places where this equipment is located. So that's going to help you on your assessment. So we want to thank you for allowing us to provide this brief video on equipment location. Thank you.